Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your boy K Drama, chilling in the studio. This is like take 382. At least it feels that way. I'm so picky that I just keep balling up each tape and throwing it in the trash. And I need to just realize that I'm not going to be perfect more than likely. I really try to get close though. And that's probably why my EP is not finished yet. And it's taken me 3 years because I'm really picky. But you know what? If you're a patient person, sometimes it's worth being picky. So that when you do release whatever you're intending on releasing, you're happy with it. And I can honestly say the new single that I just dropped this past Friday, it's called Today. It features my little bro Scott Sims. I'm really happy with it. And I was scared to release it because I'm happy with it, but I didn't know if other people would be happy with it. And the feedback I've been getting has been tremendous, really encouraging to my soul. So thank you for checking it out. For those who checked it out and have shared with me your thoughts, really been a blessing. Thank you. If you have not checked out the song, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, you need to go to the link in the description, or you need to Google or search for Today by K Drama featuring Scott Sims. It's my new song that I just put out. It's the lead single from my new EP, Whetherman, dropping next month. And so I'm really excited about releasing that to y'all. We just did the photo shoot for it this past Saturday. I was up in Akron, Ohio with my photographer, Brandon Smith, and his wife CJ, and their beautiful daughter Isabella, who's only 4 months old. I made her cry, but we ended up being cool by the end of our time together. So I'm glad that she didn't hold a grudge against me. So yeah, we got the photo shoot, got great pictures, got to hang with Scott Sims and Rail Riley, break bread, fellowship. It was fun, and then we went over to Detroit. And I had a show, I had to open for Kimberly Rice-Cofield for her album release party. Shout out to her and her husband Calvin. It was fun, it was awesome. So now I'm back here in Cincinnati trying to finish this EP. And y'all pray for me, you know what I'm saying? Because I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I gotta quit being so picky. So yeah, so I can give y'all the music. It'll be 100 years and it still don't drop. So yeah, this new song today that I dropped is basically a song encouraging the listener to seize the day. Carpe diem is Latin for seize the day. Just take advantage of this day that God has given us, because we're not promised tomorrow. And we need to really consider what is most important in our lives, and we need to cultivate those things. We need to be a bigger presence in our families' lives, in our children's lives, in our spouses' lives, in our friendships, in our church. And we need to be a presence because God will be exemplified through our presence, because He created us for His glory. So that's what the song is about. It's just about using the talents that God has given us, whether they're musical talents or just things that God has made us really good at, that we can offer up to Him. Using those things. Oftentimes we become so busy with life, whether it's work or other things that we're pursuing, that it's like our talents get put on a back burner, or our commitments get put on the back burner. I just want to encourage us to analyze our lives, to take inventory of the time that we have and how we spend it. Maybe we're watching a little too much Netflix or a little too much Hulu, playing Xbox One or PS4, or in my case Nintendo, too much. And maybe we need to scale back a little bit so that we can get those other things finished. Maybe we need to, change how much money we're trying to make in a year. I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your money, but if we have certain goals, if we're able to sacrifice certain things, if we don't have to have the newest car, now I sound like Dave Ramsey, if we don't have to have all the finer things in life, you know what I'm saying, we can use that time to be able to make a bigger impact in our children's lives. And I think oftentimes our children end up being sacrificed for a hustle. And it's funny because we'll tell ourselves like, yeah, we're working hard so that our family, our children can have a good life. But man, nothing can replace time. And I know that from experience. I work from home, and you know, doing music, and it's just dope being able to be in my children's lives. Two of my children, I've always worked from home. They've never seen me work outside of the home, which has been a blessing. But it's a lot of sacrifice that comes with that. And so it's not just, hey, oh, it's nice and awesome and it's great. It is. I enjoy it, but there are a lot of brutal sacrifices that come with that. So so we all have our hills to climb, and I just want to encourage us just to try to figure it out. And it's not an overnight thing. We have to invest in tomorrow with the present, and that's like the bridge of the song. I'm investing in tomorrow with the present. So it's not that we get everything done in one day. It's taking little baby steps every day, and the journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with the first step. So a couple of the lyrics that I really enjoyed from the song was I give a shout out to Ben and Cecil, Ben Morris, Cecil Parker. They started a program called the Arts Academy that I was a part of almost 20 years ago, and they taught us the music industry, and we made a CD called Carpe Diem, Seize the Day, and so that's always stuck with me, and so I think that was a huge inspiration for this song. And you know, so that, if you're curious, like who's Ben and Cecil, that's who they are. They were music mentors in my life, and I say take advantage so they see the way, the truth, and the life, you know, Jesus. So at the end, they get caught up in the rapture of love, like Anita Bae, kerosene for the lamp, you know. So of course I love Anita Baker. My wife loves her even more, and so I merged that with the whole, hey, you getting caught up in Jesus. We want to save souls for God's glory. We want to bring people to salvation, and so that's what, you know, that line is. So I just talk about how it's by the gospel of Jesus Christ that people come to be clean and cleansed. It's not by our own good works, but it's by the gospel. And so I give Bomani Jones a shout out. He's a ESPN radio host and TV host, if for those who don't know. And I really like listening to him. He has a lot of clever things to say. And so I say, I must have the right mind, like Bomani Jones is the right time, because my listeners hang on to my lyrics, call them lifelines, you know, because my lines, my bars are filled with life. And so that's why I say that. And then, like, in the second verse, I say, sunshine and Blue Jays go up on a Tuesday. I give like a Cincinnati Bengals shout out with the whole Who Dey thing, and then I say can't waste time, I'm a go getter, way more than a flow spitter, might see it some but it's so bigger, got a lot to finish before dinner. And of course just talking about all the things besides rap that I do. If rap was the only thing that I did for God's glory, then I would be very displeased with my life, because I don't want to just do things for show, but I want to do those things that nobody sees and nobody gives me applause for, that God sees and that God will reward me for openly. And then I say can't trade my fam for God's vision, because sometimes we could be so about God's work, we put more time in the work of God than the God of the work. Can't trade my fam for God's vision. He's omniscient. He's in everything. I'm living in a cognition that unfortunately is an odd difference. A lot of people don't follow the way I live, even in the body. I say it's an odd difference. You may not think so, but it really is. Parents treating children like they're silly kids, sacrificing for $1 million, milli bid, but it takes more than a bill to live. Can't live by bread alone, you know, it's a Bible verse. Man can't live by bread alone, but by every word of God. Can't live by bread alone. They rather make dough than eat meat. They rather make money than chew on the complicated treasures of God found in God's word. Got a lot of spiritual vegans out here on these streets, and what I mean by that is, you know, vegans, they don't eat meat, they don't consume dairy, and you know, God talks about we need to be on the milk and the meat of God's word, the milk being the simpler things and the meat being the more complex. It's like we don't even want the milk, you know. We're spiritual vegans out here on these streets. Meanwhile, you know, kids are suffering, and we could have more of an impact if we would recalibrate our motives and intentions within our lives. So man, that's what the song is about for the most part. And there's a lot more I could say, but this video is starting to get long. So I thank you for watching. If you are curious about more things about the song, just drop it in the comments. Like I said, make sure you subscribe. Got some more videos coming up for y'all real soon. Pray for your boy, and grace and peace.
My flow is underground conveying what matters like a pipeline. No gas, I got a lot of dreams, probably take a few lifetimes. I must have the right mind like Wani Jones, it's the right time. Cause my listeners hang onto my lyrics, call them lifelines. Let me flip back, probably miss that like a mishap. When it comes to purpose and action, many people's lives are